Want to build a React frontend without writing most of the code yourself? Watch me do it step by step with ChatGPT. We'll set up a React project, generate reusable components, and connect it all to the backend API. By the end, you'll have a fully working task manager frontend built almost entirely with AI. Let's dive in. Let's start by setting up a React project. Open your terminal and run these commands. Alright, firstly make sure you are in the top level folder of the Task Manager app in which the Task Manager backend has already been created. For creating a React app, most people rely on Create React App, but we are not going to use that. We are going to use Vite instead because it's faster and more preferred. Create React App at this stage is full of errors, is in the process of being deprecated as far as I know. So we are going to use Vite. So what I'm going to do here is npm create Vite latest, and I'm going to call the folder that we are going to create task manager frontend, and we are going to use template React. Let's wait for it to finish. Okay, it gave us the next three commands to use. So that's what we are going to do. Task cd task manager frontend, npm install. Right, npm install is done. Npm run dev is next. And Vite is much faster than Create React App, which was Webpack based, which you are going to see in a second. Awesome, it's ready in less than 2 seconds. So all we need to do is copy this local URL and open it in the browser. And here we are, everything is ready. Our React app is set up and running. Now let's clean up the default boilerplate files to start fresh. So I'm going to close this, Control C on this one, and now from within the Task Manager frontend, I'm going to type code dot to open Visual Studio Code. Okay, and let's remove the boilerplate files. Let's go to source folder and clean up this React SVG. This index.css is also not required. So we're going to clean this up. And same goes for the app.jsx, which we are going to clean up. The next step is to plan our React components. If you recall from planning video, we did brainstorm with ChatGPT about the UI and created a wireframe in Figma based on its response. Now it's time for the real magic show. We'll give an image of that wireframe to ChatGPT and ask it to create React code. Now we have two options from here. If you are using a ChatGPT variant that accepts file attachments, you can export the Figma wireframe to an image and provide to ChatGPT. And then we can probe it to identify React components to create based on that wireframe image. To create that image in Figma, which is open on my screen right now, we need to select the frame using Control A, scroll all the way down to export, and then select the export task manager app wireframe as a PNG file. So I'm going to do this. Okay, I have already created it, but you can save it at this location. So here's the prompt that we would use to do the magic. We are telling ChatGPT to create React code for a task manager app so it understands the context properly. We are also telling it our intent that we are not going for the final refined code. We want a single file with all code so that we can ensure its generated app looks like our desired UI. Note this is an iterative process where generated UI would not be the same as your wireframe in most cases, and we would need to make incremental adjustments by further prompting. A single file makes the process easier for us as we can just copy paste the code in each iteration to our app and see the results. We are also telling ChatGPT to use dummy example data to ensure our drop-down filters and navbar links work as expected. We are not integrating our backend API yet, so to refine the UI, we would rely on dummy examples from ChatGPT. All that would happen with our image and telling ChatGPT it's for a task manager app. If this is not magic, I don't know what is. Right, let's prompt ChatGPT and see what we get. Oh, forgot to upload the wireframe. Okay, let's copy and paste this in our app.jsx, save it in the terminal. Let's type npm run dev. Okay, it is ready. Let's bring it up. And this is the end result. Doesn't look exactly like a wireframe, but pretty close, you can say. Let's see if the examples work. So this is the completed task, task 2. Yeah, task 2 is. So our drop downs are working. If I filter on priority, high, I should see task 1. Great. Completed task, I should see task 2. So nav bar is not working. All right. So a couple of adjustments to make. This should be center aligned. The button should be up there. Delete button should be green. This should be center aligned. All right. Okay, let's copy and paste this. See if it's any better. Control A, Control V, saved. Let's go back and reload. Awesome. It looks much more like our Figma wireframe. Let me bring up side by side. And yes, everything looks much more like the wireframe. Do we have everything complete? Perfect. Let me do one final round to make the add task button smaller and get the nav bar working. It's generated. Let's copy it, paste, and check. Is it smaller? Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Let's not waste any more time on it. So do these work? Completed. Yeah, nav bar works this time. Right, one more thing I want to talk about. Not all my viewers would love doing the wireframe thing, and then there are those viewers who use ChatGPT variants which do not accept image attachments. For those, all is not lost. Note you would need to follow similar instructions and method to revise the UI, but ideally your starting point either needs to be the saved chat where UI was brainstormed, since that is where ChatGPT had entire context for what your expected UI looks like. Otherwise, if that's not an option, the alternative is a new chat where you start by asking the same question you started with in planning session. That is, describe a simple and effective UI layout for a task management app. Read the response and tweak some obvious details. And do remember that since we are using the chat interface and not the chat GPT API, we have no control over response consistency. So response would be different each time you ask the same question. And you would need to ensure it's in line with your expectations. Finally, you can use the same prompt that we used with wireframe image, just drop the image line and rest of the process is the same as you saw. Coming back to our app, our front end now looks ready, but code is experimental and not particularly usable, and we need to fix that. Let's begin by planning our components. We'll ask ChatGPT to help us break the UI into reusable pieces. Okay, let's see what it responds with. Okay, it's apps, header, navbar, task list, task card, filter component, and add task form. Okay, this is this suggested component hierarchy, header, navbar, filter, task list, and task card. This looks good. I think I like this. So let's go ahead and ask it to generate code accordingly. I think we can start copying the code, and it seems like everything is in a flat hierarchy. So let's begin. All right, it generated a flat hierarchy, which is not exactly in line with our expectations, but let's first see how the application looks like, and then we are going to tweak that. So let's start the application and let's see what we get. And here we are. Something is not right with this task button. Okay, yeah, some CSS needs to be tweaked, but otherwise it seems working. Okay, is there a complete task? No. Okay, so everything looks good. I think it's time to introduce the proper API binding in the front end and not use dummy data anymore. So let's go to ChatGPT and get some modified code. Okay, here's the prompt that we are going to use this time. So let's see what we get. Right, we are done. Let's look at the code. Okay, there's an error and it seems it's now expecting everything in components folder. All right, that's new. All right, let's make the change. That's in line with our expectation anyway, so no harm done. Okay, it's giving Axios error now, so it's using Axios to fetch the data from our backend server, so we need to make that change. Install that component, so I'm going to stop it and say npm install Axios. In the meantime, let's go to our backend server and start it so the API is available when it is required. Okay, node server.js, it started. And in our front end code, everything looks good. So let's start. Awesome, this is working and fetching the task from our backend. If you remember from our previous video, we created this is my first task using Postman and my second task using the curl command. So both of them have been fetched successfully from the backend. This looks awesome. Let's see if the other filtering and everything works. So in progress should be nothing and pending should be 2. Right, this is good. And filter by priority, we have priority 2 and 3. So if I select 3, my second task should come up, also good. Completed, there's no completed tasks, only pending. So this is also working correctly. So let's try the add task button. And amazing, we are set to do the pop-up thing and it came along. So let's try adding a new task and see if our post operation also works. So I am going to say my third task. This is my third task. And this time I'm going to set status to in progress and due date. I can say 11/11/2025. And I'm going to set priority at 4. Save. And yes, my third task is showing up, but just to confirm that this did not get added to the variables or React state because of the add task operation, it did come from the task endpoint. Let's reload the app. Okay, and if we go here, my third task is here, so it is indeed being fetched from the server and not being added by this add task button. So everything seems to be coming together really good. I think the only thing left is whether it, no, it didn't. All right, so edit and delete are not working, and the reason being this level of interactivity is not supported yet. We never edit, and delete operations to our backend even. So yeah, that still needs to be added. So let's head over to a backend and make some changes there, and then we'll make the interactivity work with our front end. So here we are in our backend, and you can see we only have the get operation which gets all tasks and the post operation which creates a new task. There are no routes to edit or delete tasks which we need to add. So what we are going to do here is we would be giving some information like contents of this file to ChatGPT because it must have forgotten by now what we were working on. And let's see what it replies us with. So let me go back to ChatGPT. Let me start a new session and I'm going to ask it. Okay, so it has updated our task routes file and added these two: edit a task with using the patch operation and delete a task using delete operation. Let's copy and paste this in our task routes for our backend. And this is the only file that was modified because task.js was for information only for ChatGPT. Let's restart our backend and this time let's get our front-end code updated. So the thing I'm trying to tell you here is that when interacting with ChatGPT after a while or in a new chat session, you need to provide it all necessary information for it to make correct updates. So let's prompt it accordingly. Okay, that still doesn't work. Let's see what's going on. Look at the changes. It's on edit. It's invoking on edit task. On edit task. The reason seems to be that handle edit task modal is not being used anywhere here. So let me ask it. See, ChatGPT can definitely make mistakes. It's not perfect. So one should be very careful using this and should be on top of their game. It is an assistant, but you need to know what you're dealing with. All right, so now it is saying update app.jsx to use this, replace inline edit function in task list with handle edit task modal. All right, let's give it a try. I'll update the formatting in a bit. Okay, let's see if it works. Ah, this time it worked. So I'm going to modify it and I'm going to say this is my modified first task. Let's see, press save and see if it works. And yes, it indeed got edited. Let's confirm it is coming directly from our backend. And let's confirm using the MongoDB Compass app. And yes, this is showing that task did indeed get updated. So this is my modified first task. Let's also confirm in the same breath if our completed status work by making one of these tasks as completed and seeing if our completed filtering works. And yes, it does. Perfect, perfect. And the last thing to check is whether delete works or not. So I'm going to press delete now, and it should delete my third task. And my third task is gone from the interface. Let's confirm on MongoDB Compass whether that's the case. So I'm going to refresh. And yes, my third task is indeed gone. So in this episode, we were able to set up a React app, built reusable components, connected the front end to the backend API, and all of this without writing a single line of code by hand. Take a moment to appreciate this. We just turned a blank screen into a working app. It's like watching magic happen, except it's you pulling the string. Pretty cool, right? In the next episode, we'll take things even further, testing, deploying, and getting this app ready for the spotlight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.